Hey guys, Sean Terry here. What is up? I'm going to share some information with you on going live, and I want to specifically talk about with wholesaling houses how to turn $700 into $7,000 in 7 weeks, only working an hour a day. So in this video, I'm going to talk about, I'm actually going to share with you a tracking spreadsheet that we use to track the right numbers and do limited amount of marketing to get a check, a deal, right? And actually a deal signed, which equates to a check, in a 7-week period. And we're going to talk about the 3 challenges that stop people from getting results, from getting that first deal. And we're also going to share with you just a couple Q&As that we have, and it's going to be awesome. So if you're ready, let's get into it.
I can't take no loss. Yeah. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my.
All right, so recently I sent out a survey. We surveyed people from YouTube. We surveyed people from my email list. We got a ton of responses back, and we asked people what their biggest problem is, their biggest challenge, and where they are in the mix of new investor, experienced investor. And about 70% of the people either have done 0 deals or they've done between 1 and 10 deals. And when it came back, all the comments of what is holding people back from success, there's a handful of things between they don't believe they can do it, they don't have the money, they don't have the time, their fear of actually doing the business. And what I want to talk about is a challenge we have coming up on June 19th, where I'm going to personally basically go through and coach a small group of people and help them turn $700 into $7,000 in 7 weeks. Now, basically, we're going to get a $7,000 deal. Now, when we talk about getting your first wholesale deal, there's some things that are critically important to speed up the process from where you are to where you want to be, right? So we want to compress that timeline as fast as possible. So there's 3 things that it will take to basically compress that timeline that you can sign a $7,000 deal in a 7-week period. Now, I want to get into it in this video. I want to share with you. I'm actually also going to share with you this really cool spreadsheet that we have, and I'm actually going to give this to you for free, and I'm going to show you where you can get this for free at the end. This is a critical because it's a tracking sheet, and if you understand business, it's all about numbers. And the problem where new people get started is they don't understand the numbers on what it takes to generate a deal and to generate revenue. So if you know the numbers, then it's easy, right? Then you're just going to do the numbers to get the result. And we'll talk about some numbers and our current numbers and what we're doing in the market right now, and just so you have a little bit of expectation. All right, so let's get into it. The three things that stop people from achieving success and how to compress that timeline as fast as possible. The first thing when we talk about, and the second one, first one is having an expectation, turning up the temperature. We'll talk about that. Second thing is the numbers, the metrics, behind it. And the third thing is pattern recognition. So those are the 3 things I'm going to talk about real quick. I'm trying to do this as fast as humanly possible. And the bottom line is, so the first one, right, is committing, going all in. So when you commit to do something and you say, okay, listen, I am going to join this challenge, I'm going to get started. I'm gonna go out there and crush it. Now, let me show you real quick. If you want to learn where that is, you can go to, and let me show you my camera real quick here. You can go to this URL right here, 777 challenge, 777 challenge. And you can go in and you can click here. It's the free, and you'll see where you can get that. And you can just opt in right there, and you can watch this really cool video that we did. So I'll talk about that here in a second. But the bottom line is first off, we have to have the expectation going in, and we have to turn up the temperature. It's a commitment for a 7-week period, and we have to do and act and have different energy than we did the previous, say, 7 weeks. So when we go into it, we have to do a commitment. We got to turn up the temperature. And what do I mean by turn up the temperature? Ed Milet talks about changing your identity. There's ways to change your identity, and we change our identity in a couple different ways by committing and doing more than we expect. Meaning, if we operate at 72 degrees and we want to be 100 degrees, we have to do things different. What would be do things different? Maybe wake up an hour earlier. Maybe go to bed an hour later. Maybe, at lunch, instead of taking a full lunch for an hour, you take you bring your lunch, you eat for 10, 15 minutes, and then, we spend that extra time doing some work and energy. Maybe we work on Saturday and the weekend. Do you know that when I first got started, I worked Monday through Saturday, and I got some of the best deals on Saturdays because everybody else wasn't working and I was, so Saturdays are phenomenal times to turn around and get deals. So we have to do something different from our old self to our new self. Now, I talk about flipping the switch, and that's going to beast mode. Now, beast mode, we operate at a higher level. We have intensity. Now, when you do this, right, you're creating more time. People say, I don't have time. Well, if you wake up an hour earlier or go to bed an hour later and you're spending extra time on your business, guess what? You're creating time that you previously didn't have. That would be turning up the temperature. The other thing too is operating at a different level. Now, if you ever done Orange Theory, Orange Theories, you have that little, you have that little thing on, and it projects up on the screen right there your calories that you burn. They call it splat points that you do. And it's interesting because everybody can be in a 55-minute class, and everybody can run on the treadmill. They can do the row machine, and they can work out in the little workout center there. And they all are in a 55-minute, but some people will burn 500 calories and some people will burn 1,100 calories. They have the same time, but their intensity level is different. They get more done in a shorter period of time. So when we flip this switch, when we go to beast mode, when we turn up the temperature, what we're doing is we're operating at a higher level and we're getting more done in a shorter period of time. So if we say, okay, listen, I'm going to dedicate an hour, we don't flip through Instagram, for 5 minutes and then make a couple calls and then go up and get a drink of water, then go get a snack and then go back and make a couple more calls. And then we have to increase and do more in a less period of time. That's flipping the switch, number one. And when we do that, guess what? We get more results, which enables us, and we compound that to change the way we operate. We get incredible results for doing it. So that's number one. We got to flip the switch, go into beast mode, turn up the temperature, and let's go, right? And we got to do that. Number two, right? We've got to know our numbers. We have to know our numbers to turn around and get results, okay? And if you know your numbers and you have the right expectation, then let me see if I can find this real quick. Yeah, and I'll show you. I'll just show you real quick some of our numbers. Okay, so here's this real quick. So just a little bit expectation, right? So here's Renee, one of our sales reps, Amy, Heath, right? And so if you look at this right here, this is this is the month of May, 778 calls. 45 hours of conversation, 22 quality conversations. That means she spoke about money. 8 leads to generate 1 contract. She got 7 contracts, closed 2, and right now her numbers is her average deal size right here is basically 29,000. It takes her on average from January to now 23 leads, and look at her 8 leads per deal, and she's generated. So this is about over 500,000 closed revenue, pipeline revenue, over 500,000 in revenue that she generated. So if we look at this right here, we say, hey, listen, if we're going to get 1 contract, well, on average, if you look at those hours, it takes on average about 10 hours to get 1 contract of $29,000 deal. Now, what we're saying is the challenge is the 777 challenge here. We'll show you here in a second what that is that here is turn 700 into 7,007 weeks, right? You can watch this video and explain more detail about it, and you get to download this for free. But the bottom line is, in this 7-week challenge, we've got to understand the metrics and have the right expectation going in. So if we look at it, and this is the thing you're going to get for free here, is the tracking metric. Now, in 7 weeks, there's 49 days. The budget is $700. That's the challenge, right? Now, we're going to do Bing ads, and I'm going to show you my personal setup for Bing ads on a $10 a day spend. And we got texting and calling. That's $210. Now, I'm going to show you in part of the training where you can buy for $210 a list of 7,000 highly motivated sellers that you can call and text and be able to get a response, talk to them, and get a deal. So from Bing and from texting, and then the third method is a free method right here from for sale by owners, 0 cost. We're going to generate at least 50 of those leads. That's going to be 81 leads. Now, if we look at, it takes her 8.2 leads to get a contract, or let's use this average number, 23. And we look here, 37 right here to get a $23,000 deal for Amy. And then we go down here, we look at 32,000 average deal. This is for Heath, and that is 16.9. Let's call it 17. Let's call it 16, actually. It's 16 leads per contract. So if we go back to the matrix right here, we're basically generating 81 leads right there. So what I look at that, and if you follow what we're doing, guess what? It ensures you're going to get a check. Now, we're going to talk about the third thing is pattern recognition, because obviously they're working here, they're working in their office, we train them, but I'm going to show you how to speed up that pattern recognition, to speed up that time right there. All right, so let's get back here and we look at these numbers right here. Right? These will be the tracking numbers. Now, each week in this challenge, and this challenge starts on June 19th. Week 1, we got 10 new leads right here, and we're going to track the numbers for the 7-week challenge. And we're going to drop in number of new leads generated for the week, number of dials, calls right here, number of quality conversations, number of offers, number of contracts signed, signed leads per contract, and have that number. And it's going to break down at the end a total tracking metric. So here's the thing. At the end of this, and you track, and I want to share something with you, is that the difference between someone that succeeds and then someone that doesn't is that they have results. Well, guess what? We're tracking the results. We're tracking it. Every single week, we can put in what we have done to get the results. Now, I know some people, and I know myself, I'd be like a little nervous that I'm going to be tracking my numbers, and in the past, I haven't really fallen through, and I've kind of wanted to do stuff, but I didn't really exceed that. But here's the thing. With this challenge, you and I plug in on a Zoom every single week, and then we get to go through, and obviously I can't go through everybody's metrics there, but we'll talk about how to get up and going. And it's okay, right? As long as you make up for it and you work on it. And we'll talk about the mentality that it takes to go out and make things happen, flipping that beast mode, that switch on to get the result that you're looking for, that you want. Because here's the thing, it's like, and I'm going to talk about pattern recognition, then we'll be done. But the bottom line is that if you understand the metrics, you just got to do the work to make the metrics work for you. You don't have to be incredibly intelligent. I'm proof of that. You don't have to have a college education. I'm proof that you don't. You can do this without a college education. You don't have to be a business person. I am 100% proof of that. I am not a business person. You have to have incredible leadership skills or sales skills. I've never had any type of sales training or anything like that. And you don't have to be a certain type of person from a certain area, have a certain amount of money. That you can all that's in the past. Where you start right now, you can start and you can get going and you can turn around and have incredible amount of success doing this, which is amazing. So the bottom line is, it's an incredible thing to be able to do that. All right, so now let's talk about pattern recognition. The third thing to compress the timeline, right? If you flip the switch, beast mode, you know the numbers and the expectation, and you do the work to get the numbers. Right? Then the third thing is pattern recognition that compresses the timeline to get a result as fast as humanly possible. And I'm telling you, you will never see this or find this anywhere in the marketplace when it comes to being able to compress time. Now, pattern recognition is that there is a pattern for success, and you can duplicate that pattern and get success. Here's the thing. First off, you got to find someone that's going to share the pattern. And number two, you got to be, and they're going to be able to share it with you. Then you got to be able to understand it and then duplicate it. Now, there is a pattern when it comes to talking to a seller over the phone, because we talked about these leads, right? Right here, we're generating these leads coming in. Well, what happens is if you don't know how to talk to them, make an offer, and get the contract signed, if you don't understand that pattern, then you're not going to have success. So here's what we've done. Not only am I going to talk to sellers on Zooms, so we can talk to sellers, and I love doing that, but what we're going to do is Amy, Renee and Heath, we're going to take their most successful calls, right, on deals, and we're going to, in a private login area, we're going to provide those for you to listen to, and you can listen to those private calls, not private, in the private membership area, but these calls of them talking to sellers so you can understand the pattern. You can hear it, right? We can talk about it because we're going to analyze a couple calls, and then you can actually go out there and do it. I'm telling you, this is absolutely priceless. Now, if you want to know how Heath went out and he did, was able to write the amount of revenue that he was able to write, he's got over 500,000 plus in revenue right here. So Heath right here, in just a matter of 2.5 months, to be able to do over 500,000 in revenue in 2.5 months. Well, guess what? He listened to other successful calls. He understood the pattern. He asked questions, and he closed deals out of the gate. You can do that too. That's why I'm 100% confident that you take this challenge, you join this challenge, you get started, and all you got to do is go to 7-7 challenge, and you can go there right now, and you can watch that video. 7-7 challenge, go there right there. You can check it out. And the bottom line is you can see, and you can opt in for this, watch this video right here, see all the details for it. But the bottom line is starting on the 19th. And guess what? Now we get to work together for the next 7 weeks and work so you can go out and learn how to go out there and do deals. Now, I am pumped to be able to do this. I'm on a mission to help more people get their first check than any time ever impossible. So, and when, and I've really honed this down of understanding our numbers correctly, and then really, being able to train someone and speed up their success. I've done it with my own team members and stuff. Now, being able to do that with you, that is the key. So I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can go out there and make it happen. Just go out there, and there should be, if you're watching this after the live, in the description, there'll be a link down there. You can see it, or a link in the comments. So That's the three things to speed up exactly how to do it. So my question to you, are you going to flip the switch? Are you going to turn up the temperature? Are you going to go into beast mode? Because I'm in beast mode. And guess what? When you operate at that level, things get done and you can go out in there and change your life. So hope this helps. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and God bless.
I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, hit the ground and it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah.